Soldier of Christ reporting for duty. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. Today, I just wanted to make this video sort of as a reminder that you are very gifted. In today's society, it's sometimes very easy to forget that, that we're gifted or that, we're like someone special. And I don't mean special that in the way that we're better than others, but in the way that, everyone is sort of very unique. And when we begin to realize that we're gifted differently or that we're have different talents, we begin to understand that we're sort of like a different piece to the puzzle than someone else might be. Through coming together, that we are all able to sort of put a picture together. And when we begin to realize this, we can really just use our gifts. Take, for instance, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. Speaks a lot about how we can use our gifts, we can use our talents to serve other people. Although the servant is no greater than the master can do great things through his servants. And when we begin to realize this, we can understand that we might not be able to do like the most exceptional things, but what we're able to do is when we call on God to sort of give us, to show us our gifts, to reveal to us how he can do works through us, then we are able to sort of truly find our purpose and our meaning. And sometimes what it comes down to in the end is just making sure that we are able to use our talents and our gifts. Take, for instance, the parable in Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. So for those that don't know, what this parable is it's about a master and his 3 servants. And he gave each of them different talents, or in this circumstance, the talents would sort of be like currency. For the first servant, he gave 5 talents. The second, he gave 2. And the third, he gave 1. For the first servant, what he did is he went and he invested those 5 talents, and in return, he got 5 talents back, making a total of 10 talents. The second servant, he invested his 2 talents and received 2 back, which in total is 4 talents. However, the third servant, he ended up not investing the talent. Instead, he dug a hole and he put the talent in there and he buried it. The master came back and he asked each of the servants, what happened with the talents. The first servant said he invested it and he was able to get 5 talents in return. The master was very pleased with him because he invested those talents and made a profit. The second servant also said to the master that he invested in return got 2 back. The master was very pleased with that servant as well. However, when he got around to the third servant, he spoke about how he didn't invest it, but he buried it because he didn't want to lose the talent. The master was angry and upset with this servant because he didn't invest it. Instead, what he did was he sort of just buried it in the ground and he sort of squandered its earning potential. And something we can learn about this parable is that, what God wants us to do is he wants us to use our gifts. Sort of like the third servant. When he had only 1 talent, in comparison to the others, it might not seem like he had a lot. It might not seem that, he was able to do much, but he still had that 1 talent that he could have used to invest to hopefully get, another talent. So even though that servant at first wasn't as blessed as the one that got the 5 talents, the one that got the 2 talents, he was still able to have 1 talent. And what the master ended up doing is he took the 1 talent from that servant and gave it to the first servant. And so this story really just shows that God wants us to use our talents and not to squander the abilities he gave us. He doesn't want us to, just think, no, we understand that we have these gifts and squander it. If you know that you have a gift that God has given you, God wants you to use it, not to squander it, but to use it. When you begin to use the gifts that God has given you, God will be very pleased and happy that you have served him in this way and have not squandered. I hope this video makes sense and that you very much well enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have quite a few similar videos like this one. And that is all I have. Thank you so much once again. And until next time, Soldier of Christ, out.